Welcome to What's New in Accesso Seriesware Release 4605. There are several key enhancements in this release, and in this presentation we'll take a look at the setup of these new features. Sales discount rules, also known as invoice rules, have been introduced to make it easier to offer discounts to your guests. This feature utilizes dynamic pricing to apply discounts to an entire sale, but is very different from normal dynamic pricing because the rules apply to multiple line items, whereas dynamic pricing rules apply to one line item. Cart rule discount logic can now be applied for things like 3 items for one price, like 3 candy bars for $1. These candy bars can be anywhere in the cart, as one line item or as 3 line items, and the logic will find them and discount them. How about the chance to offer something for free when a certain volume rule is met, like 1 teacher free for every 10 students? The only way we used to be able to accomplish this was a complicated dynamic pricing in one line item. Rules like this are much simpler for both operators and management. Last example is something often requested in retail scenarios. Buy one, get one free for a discount. Let's take a look at how this would work. 2 winter coats are added to the sale and are advertised as a buy one coat, get a second coat for free offer. So with the new Apply Invoice Rules main action button, the BOGO offer can be applied. A system will pop a display to alert the operator that a special rule was applied. Also, if you do not wish to use the Apply Invoice Rules main action button, simply pressing Finalize or swiping a credit card will apply the discount automatically. In the Dynamic Pricing Rule Edit screen, we have added a new type of dynamic pricing rule, the Sale or Cart Discount Rule. The Buy One Get One Free rule is shown here and allows the discounts to be automatically applied for several quantities. Upon a closer look at the rule, you will see it has the same kind of phrasing as our dynamic pricing rules. Once you have created your rule, you can assign it to a sales point or sales point grouping. In Sys Manager, Activities, Item Sales Lists, you will find a new setting called Sale Discount Rule Assignments. Looking at the dynamic rule groups, I first create a Retail Shop Rules group, then I add the rule or rules to this group. On the Sales Points tab, I select the sales points from the list of available sales points that will apply this rule. Please note, rules can only be applied to one group as it links to the sales points. This is why I made a generic retail shop rule group that will apply to all my retail shops. Our next enhancement also involves specials, specifically our selective special functionality with selective special prompts. The sales application macros, Global Special and Selective Special, now allow users to display a list of items eligible for the macro applied special and to select items to be discounted. These macros are set on Create Pass, Action Specifics, Global Settings tab on the Sales Screen Action to execute when this item is validated dialog. In this example, items from a food and beverage cafe are selected and added to the cart. Then the operator scans a pass, or types it in with a hotkey function, and a prompt will appear asking the operator to apply the special to the corresponding item or items. They could select all items or unselect all, click OK, and the special will apply to those items. A new barcode tab on the Item Creation dialog is now available, allowing system administrators to configure items with external third-party barcodes. This new functionality has been designed to integrate with smart cart locker systems, but could be adapted for other third-party applications where a barcode is required to link to an item. Here you can see the new tab on the item, Third-Party Barcodes. The settings within this tab include barcode collection type, and currently Smart Cart is supported. Next, you would choose the number of barcodes to associate with this item, minimum and maximum. When adding a third-party barcode item to the cart, an Add Barcodes button will appear on the line item. This is where operators could tap, scan, or type a barcode to link to this item. Information associated with the barcode includes number, description, status, and external status. Add Barcodes becomes Change Barcodes once a number has been added. If the barcode has been used for another item, say another locker, the system will alert the operator. In addition to the added barcode functionality, Ticket Inquiry Main Action button now includes an external barcode lookup function to support the use of third-party barcodes. This lookup will show the item DCI and transaction information related to that barcode collection. At Accesso Seriousware, we are continuously working to improve data security, not only for our systems and networks, but also those of our clients. In order to assist our clients to efficiently implement the new PII, or Personally Identifiable Information policy, a new utility has been added to this release for the purging of sensitive data in accordance with the specific retention periods set forth in the policy. First, let's understand PII. Personal information such as name, address, date of birth, etc. is information that can be directly or indirectly inferred about the identity of an individual. Sensitive data such as social security number, driver's license number, etc. is information that contains an element of confidentiality and, if lost, could cause individual harm. Therefore, to protect this data for our clients and their customers, Accesso has introduced a new utility in version 4605 that will either encrypt or purge this data. CityPASS is a prepaid ticket booklet offered in many major cities that provides access to popular tourist attractions in those cities. We introduced CityPASS integration earlier this year and have been steadily improving the functionality. CityPASS interacts with the Accesso Seriousware via an API connection, allowing for validation of the barcode provided by CityPASS within the Accesso Seriousware database. In SysManager, you will see a new feature added to the Preferences menu called Third-Party Validations. The third-party validation setup allows for items in the DCI to be automatically validated when a scan from a CityPASS barcode is received. SalesEZ and Export Service process the validations based on the settings in this grid, and now more details about those validations are available. As you can see from this list, the server web interface shows comprehensive validation details. When validations are resubmitted, the tried column in the interface will detail the following results. In previous Accesso Seriousware versions, enabling multi-add IT functionality required each item tree group to be added on the web.config file by using the multi-add IT groups key and separating each name or description by commas. To simplify enabling multi-add functionality, the multi-add view checkbox is now available in the admin settings. Configuration for the multi-add view checkbox is located on e-commerce, admin panel, item list configuration tab, multi-add view checkbox. When users enable the multi-add view checkbox, it creates the ability to select multiple items and quantities from a drop-down list to add to the cart from the itemshow.aspx page. In some client scenarios, customers may purchase vouchers from third-party vendors, and they need to be able to redeem these vouchers at the client sales point or e-commerce site. The random number macro gives the Accesso Seriousware point-of-sale solutions the ability to randomly generate and store WAN validation numbers. The random number macro will be helpful for clients who wish to have voucher numbers generated randomly, not sequential, to make vouchers more fraud-proof. This macro gives the option for a prefix, options to include the site number, set with a yes or no, and a target field for users to insert the number. In this example, this macro will create a 16-digit number with 501 as the prefix and the site number as the suffix. The random number writes to the Add It No field in either the Guest Pass table or the Access table, depending on the configuration for the Item Action tab. Clients can then provide these numbers to vendors to print this unique number on each voucher, which also allows the client to use it at sales points to verify if the voucher is redeemable. To enhance SKU data functionality, new capabilities have been added that now integrate with Accesso Seriousware Sales. After the operator sells SKU data ticket products, Sales identifies and searches layouts for necessary information to print and encode the keycard. When a pass is present, guest information links to the pass. To enable SKU data functionality, users should set these INI settings. Here is an example of what some of those INI settings might look like. You would add settings to both the ports and Sales32C INI files located in the Windows Program Data folder on the sales point. In addition to adding the ski data INI settings, Accesso Seriesware also added some other INI settings to this release. A diagnostic INI setting was added to limit the photo sizes of guests. The Check Photo Size Diagnostic has improved functionality that gives users the ability to scale photo size and set max image width. When users run the Check Photo Size utility, it will return photos that do not meet or exceed the settings determined in the photo section of the INI. To improve the inventory lookup feature, the new Sales 32C INI setting, Inventory Wildcard Search, is now available. When the inventory wildcard search equals true, the inventory lookup feature performs wildcard searches by default, where previously the users had to check a box before performing a wildcard search in Sales. To ensure accuracy of connected sales points within a client site, a new INI setting is now available. The Ping Idle Connections in Hours setting actively checks for connection status and terminates idle connections based on configured intervals. By default, this setting checks connections every 12 hours. The 12-hour period is set on the INI setting located on the Pool INI file. For our Canadian clients, a connection retry setting was added for SRMs, or sales recording modules, that are connected to the POS terminals. You can now change the title of the message field either in the global message section or on the line item message and relabel it for your organization's needs. When setting the initial line message prompt, this will change the message text on the line item message entry screen. You can set these messages to auto-pop using existing macros. Conversely, when setting the initial global message prompt, this will change the text on the global message button. A new section has been added to the INI called Selected Columns that allows the user to decide which columns are displayed when reservations are recalled. Information such as first name or reservation number may be removed and other fields from the Reservaten table may be added based on your needs. To support clients that use Tender Retail, Accesso Seriesware Product Suite now supports the newest platform, MCM Windows for Card Present and Card Not Present transactions. A link to more information about Canadian payment gateways is available in the 4605 release notes. The new Seriesware Card to Token utility accesses credit card numbers stored in the Accesso Seriesware database, like in the guest record, for example, and converts them to tokens. These new tokens will be stored in the database in replacement of card numbers. Users can limit converted cards by filtering either guest number or guest last name. The card numbers that are converted from the guests or guest pass tables are then copied to the settings table. Once tokens are created and functional for the old encrypted card numbers, they are removed from the settings table and tokens are now stored in the database in their place. Tokens are obtained by pre-authorizing the credit card for a random amount based on the protobase settings of the www.dll. Clients must have our DLL module installed, and also Elevon is currently the only merchant support for this utility. We have also made several changes to reporting, both in Reporting Services and Report Manager. 3 new reporting fields are now available in the View Item Detail report: Message, Account Nickname, and Account Full Name. With the ability to add the optional account parameter, this report can give more detail regarding tickets booked. Also, a message linked to the line item will display under the item itself. This report can be viewed by right-clicking any item in the sales screen after configuring the Sales to SSRS INI setting. Dollar symbols have been removed from financial reports to better accommodate internationalization. A new liability report is now available, which provides details on guests that have not signed off on one-risk liability forms. Running this report gives clients the information they need in order to 1. Contact guests with missing reservations or sign liability forms, and 2. To provide a report to group leaders that enables them to reach out to their group members that have not filled out their liability forms. In addition, this report specifically affects clients with one-risk integration. In a one-risk environment, guests can fill out the liability through e-commerce, self-entry pages, both internal and external, or on the one-risk site. A new security role report has been released to detail the security role assignments. This report details the various security roles set up in your organization and the security functions for each role so you can better understand the permissions of each role. Thank you for watching the Excessive Seriesware 4605 release. More information about the details of this release can be found at the Excessive Seriesware Information Portal.